Everything conspired to keep me awake last night. The vomiting, obviously, and rubbing stomach circles to settle the storm. The discomfort of sleeping on the front room floor beside the window so they'll be able to confirm my corpse. Also, there was Eyelid's ruckus. It sounded like she was rearranging furniture, practicing spells or something for hours. Once I stood to call her name through the wall to ask if she was being assaulted or needed help assaulting someone, and my knees felt like tumorous porridge. As I hobbled to my bedroom wall, Cuddles peeked around the kitchen archway and gawked, as if saying, "If you fall, there's nothing I can do." I told him not to criticize me. He's the ferret who doesn't understand English enough to check on her himself. He warbled and skittered away. Turned out my throat was too rasp-scoured for Islet to hear me. My effort accomplished nothing, so I hobbled back and resumed my speculative death floor. Eyelid quieted near sunrise, and a few minutes later slipped an envelope through my mail slot. I stared at it for hours and hoped Cuddles wouldn't eat it before I felt well enough to crawl. I wondered how she bypassed the quarantine dome and why she would write a letter instead of wall chatting like usual. After reading it, I don't think she wanted the guards outside to hear. Dear Jaden, on my way home from market yesterday, I was devastated to see your yellow smoke. I'm praying for you. My door's unlocked. When you feel like eating, I've left you a spiced apple grip cake, and the recipe too, since I won't be able to bake it for you anymore. I'm sorry if my packing disturbed your rest. It breaks my heart to say goodbye like this, to leave not knowing if you'll be all right, but I must go immediately. An odd letter came while I was eating dinner. The sender was the Royal Guard Draft Council, so nothing important, I assume. It combusted the instant I touched the envelope and burned so quickly I finished my salmon with one blistered hand dipped in ice water. I'm uncertain what the letter said. It was probably something about the war, like the weather's hot at the front and they mailed me flames as evidence. Anyway, I'm moving someplace they can't send me letters. Must protect the fingers, you know. When the draft council comes looking for me, tell them I'm a pacifist. If they ask what happened to their letter, tell them it ruined my salmon. I pray our paths cross again. Please heal, my friend. My regards to Cuddles. All my love, Eyelid. Mind on the cake, Jaden. As if I wasn't suffering enough, Eyelid's letter arrived to skewer my heart. By now, whoever's reading this knows how I feel. I've written about her for years, but I need to reiterate, to convince myself that everything she's meant to me isn't void now that she's gone. She's the closest to human family I have, helping me survive here after my parents died. My twice-a-moon speed pin partner at the pub, my spellcraft tutor even though I don't have a permit, my co-chef and confidant. On sleepless nights we've traded stories and secrets through the wall, but I never confessed the secret which most devoured me. For the best, it seems. If she felt the same and we tried having a life together, I would have infected her and we'd both be here watching each other die. I couldn't bear that. Neither can I bear imagining her scorched like all apprehended draft deserters. Not sure which death is worse, rasp belly or scorchings. If she was able to sneak past the guard, maybe she reached the mountains or crossed the canal to the northern tribes. The further away she is, the safer she'll be, but the greater chance I'll never see her again. Seems like I wasn't destined for happiness. Even if our lives had gone on as they were, with no rasp belly for me and no draft notice for her, we would have continued with my heart shuddered because I'm a coward. Always have been. Terrified of everything. Terrified of risks, terrified into paralysis, terrified of death, and here I am, staring it in the face, spewing it all over the floor. Eyelid's no coward. She's deserting not to stain her hands with innocent blood. If they drafted me, I wouldn't have the courage to desert and be hunted for the rest of my life. I would go to war, pray my courage fails when told to kill, and write about all the atrocities.